Thanks to everyone who have subscribed. If you have not, please do. And thanks for coming out here. I really appreciate you. Balarabe Musa, exit of the last man standing, Oshiomhole. Hello everyone, it's Oshiomhole. Let's get straight into the news and get all the details. Whatever time we're reaching you today, a very warm big thank you to you. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, subscribe if this is your first time. We are so glad you're here. Subscribe if this is your first time so we can keep you up to date constantly. The immediate past national chairman of the All Progressive Congress, APC, Adams Oshiomhole, has described Tuesday passing of Second Republic Governor of Kaduna State, Alhaji Balarabe Musa, as national loss, saying the death marked the exit of the last man standing in the land. Recall the last moment he had with the elder statesman before his transition. The APC chieftain made this through recalling the moment he had with the elder statesman before his transition. The APC chieftain added that although Musa lived long on earth, he had no premonition of his death whatsoever. It came as a shock, rather a shock. Just recently, we had a robust telephone conversation, which was more like a father to son of old time when politics was played along ideology, persuasion. He was loud and firm as though exposing his thoughts about building a united Nigeria where tribes and tongues no longer matter in describing our nationality. It doesn't strike me that I will be having my last conversation with a great personality, a great Nigerian, a great politician. In politics, engaging and nurture that ideas under the People Redemption Party till his very last breath. I remember vividly how he appointed me into a board during his time as governor, even though I was not an indigene of Kaduna State. He never hesitated to introduce me and support me in every way. Who could have added value to the politics focus of bringing good governance to reach of the ordinary folks in the state, with the late Dr. Balim Husman as his secretary to the government? It was always a robust engagement for the benefit of the people. He was more concerned about delivering services, what the office could afford and offer to the people. Continuing, the former Edo State governor said Babaribi Musa will be difficult to replace, saying he was a father figure to me as we often engage in telephone conversation like father and son. He was never tired. He was never not there. He was always there, speaking his mind on any issue or matter. The risk involved, he was brash and he was very firm. Where often directed as the right quarter, he was bold and fearless. Anytime he had the opportunity to interact, he always expressed himself, ideas and definition, his politics, humanity. Even though a former governor, he lived like an ordinary Nigerian. He refused to bend the ultra ideology of PRP to accommodate the dominion and the rights of the National Party of Nigeria, NPN, of his time. This led to his paying the painful price of impeachment from office rather than clinging to the government to compensate his will. He left the ideology, lived and flee and fought and died for the masses. His life will remain a good example for Nigerian politicians and those who occupy political office. He will remain a reference point in political discussions, especially in the subject matter of ideological politics. May God Almighty give him rest and forgive all his sins and accept his soul among the saints thereafter. So this is Adams Oshiomhole talking about you know, the former Kano state governor, and he was explaining that former Kaduna state governor, that they had a wonderful relationship. That both of them, in fact, the guy was like a father to him. I never knew. He said when the guy was governor of the state, he gave him position, even though he was from Edo State. He put him as one of the members of a committee, even though he was not an indigene of that state. He said that was the kind of person this man is. Somebody with an ideology that, despite your tribe, despite your tongue, despite what region you come from, you have something to contribute, come on board. He said that was the kind of man he was. And Oshomole said he's really going to miss this man. You know, he said the man was somebody who he looked up to. They were always having conversations on phone. They were always relating to one another. You know, he said, so this man was a good example. He said even after the guy was impeached, he did not cling on to power to hold it dearly and said, no, it's either I stay there or no, no, no. Said he rather wanted the will of the people to prevail. You see, and Oshomole explained that this man was an example and his kind are difficult. He will be difficult for him to be replaced. Oshomole gave an elaborate explanation of their last conversation. He said they just spoke. And, you know, when they spoke, he thought that, he said his voice sounded very rich. He never knew that was the last conversation he would be having with him. They had a wonderful, conversation. Said he was somebody like a father figure that he could run to, an example indeed. Shomola is speaking in this light because I believe that they had a good and a wonderful relationship. So sincerely, really miss this man. Talking about their days together and that for the fact that they're always having telephone conversation shows that they had some level of relationship. And Oshomole, he is the last man standing. He is the last man standing. And he said, Nigerian politics is not going to be the same without this guy. Well, guys, so that's Oshomole explaining and, giving words to the person he's dearly going to miss, a former governor of Kaduna State. He's gone to be with his maker. And then Oshomole is just speaking about his time with him, how they were together and all. He said he's really going to miss. This is somebody that he had a relationship with, like you heard him. They talk all the time. He said the man was not somebody who shies away from the truth. He will always speak. You will always hear his voice. He will not just be, quiet and all that. So I mean, it is what it is. Guys, what do you think? Leave us a comment. God bless you. Have a good day. Bye for now.